Good day fellas, I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to play with VOD 215B, and you know this tank is number 1 at something. You did not saw that one coming, right? This tank has the worst win ratio in the tier 10 heavy tank section. And in fact, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you would pay attention here, VOD is number 1 win ratio wise. It has on average 43.36% win ratio. Well, I believe many of you did not saw that one coming, did you? Wow, crazy. Okay, why so skill? Why this tank is the worst win ratio wise? I think this tank is extremely hard tank to play with. I think armor of this vehicle is definitely not really reliable. I think this tank is made out of matches or maybe out of fuel tanks. You might, whenever you are getting hit frontally, there is a huge chance you are going to be lit on fire. And all in all, it is extremely hard and complicated tank to play with. For example, if you are comparing this vehicle and, for example, Super Conqueror has everything what this tank does, but it is just better, you know? You have gun depression, blah, 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 blah. You get the point what I am saying. So I believe that's why this tank deserves, to be fair with you, to be the lowest win ratio tank as well. And obviously, fellas, feel free to share your opinion in the comment section down below. Do you think this tank deserves this spot? How hard it is to play with a tank, and what do you think? Maybe there is, I don't even know, other vehicle which is supposed to be the worst win ratio tank. By the way, this is a huge margin. This tank has 43 average win ratio, right? And second tank has 46.5. So it is a huge difference, fellas. But what this vehicle has absolutely amazing gun. And gun of this vehicle is awesome. I can promise you that. It is absolutely legendary and it is epic. And if you are using the gun properly, you are going to be fine and you are going to enjoy yourself as much as you physically and possibly can, right? Cool. Very nice. I know I can get penetrated without bigger problems whatsoever by Super Conqueror. And by the way, one thing to say, with this tank you kind of need to shoot the gold ammunition, at least that's what I think. And if you are shooting, let's say, standard ammunition, obviously you have quite a big disadvantage for yourself, if that makes sense. I know it sounds weird and everything, but it's just how it works. I have an idea. What we are going to do, we are going to take this middle position and we will try to outplay the Leo and Progetto and everyone else, right? That's what we are going to do. So far, for a start, I do not really think I can cry how we started the game. I think we did a relatively good job. At least I do not really think I can complain for my actions. What have I done now? Obviously, speaking about the score, enemy team has no team. Unfortunate. Who could ever expect that? The situation is 8-2, so once again, not the greatest matchmaking wise, but what can you do, fellas? At this point you need to simply open your eyes, and I supposed to say I need to open my eyes, and we need to make as much pressure as we physically and possibly can, like this. And then every single time whenever we have an opportunity, we just need to spank the enemies left, right and center. That's all we need to do. That's a weird game. Honestly, fellas, this is a weird game. Nice. Okay, at this point, We can get one more extra shot to this gentleman. Beautiful. And all we need to do, we need to cross through the middle of the field for the last 5 gentlemen here. This is nuts, fellas. Yeah, that was a weird game. I'm not going to lie. 5 minutes, Kampinovka. Well, Kampinovka is Kampinovka, but 5 minutes overall, this is a very quick game. And I think we are kind of done. Once again, fellas, I think we played relatively aggressively. I do not regret my life choices by any shape or any form. I think our decisions in this game were kind of top notch, right? And I think we did as much as we physically and possibly could for real. That's what I think. I am trying to figure out where T28 prototype is, and I have a feeling he is sitting somewhere here in the back. I mean, where otherwise this gentleman could be. I hope he is not in this typical bush here. No? Prototype, where are you? Oh yes, he is having a blast. And you know what is the worst thing of all this? We actually managed to miss the very important shot. Shame. Okay, we have extra one. It's fine. 2.5 thousand damage, 900 assisting damage. Definitely not the score I was dreaming about. Once again, while we are going back to the game, back to the garage, I suppose to say, take a look at this, fellas. I truly want to highlight this. So once again, Fava, number 1 slot, 43% win ratio on average, and the second tank is T57, which is actually a surprise to me with 46. I really want to highlight this, and I believe this is quite an interesting one. Anyways, what do we have, fellas? Speaking about our game, we have 2.5 thousand damage, 900 assisting damage. We are somewhere 6th position by experience. By the damage, we are in the 5th position. I truly do not know how I could play this game differently, honestly. I was kind of slow, I would say. And speaking about enemy Kapazao 7, he managed to spot 7,000, so that is quite a good one. Anyways, let's go to the second round, shall we? Round number 2. Okay, to be fair with you, fellas, round number 2 is looking somehow decent for us. What do I mean by saying this is, looking into this map is kind of perfect for a heavy tanks. Obviously, this heavy tank is not perfect heavy tank. The armor is very, very average or below average, I suppose to say, especially for a heavy tank. But it can work, fellas. So, what do we want to do? I would say we are going to take the upper side for now, and hopefully from the upper side we are going to meet enemies trying to make a bit of pressure like this. If enemies are going to do so, we are going to make sure they are going to regret their life choices. That's the plan and that's the dream, fellas. Also, one more thing, it is very important for this vehicle to have intuition perk, and I am simply a bit too lazy to retrain the loader, which I definitely should do, because this tank has 120mm of penetration, speaking about the high explosive shells. So that's very, very important thing to say, fellas. This is super important thing to say. So let's see. What is the play we want to go for? Okay, I think we are going for a Kranwagen. Kranwagen will try to clip our 140. That's completely fine. At least I do not mind. He fired for a second time, and at this point we need to go in. At this point, fellas, we need to go in. Boom, he is dead. Excellent. Very, very nice. Do they have anyone else? They have IS-4. Speaking about this IS-4, do we want to be aggressive towards this gentleman? This is the question. You know what? I think we do not want to be aggressive. Okay, a hard start. Obviously, luckily for us, Enemies had a tourist kran, that's always nice and always welcome, but in the same time it is only the start and a humongous lemming train of the enemy heavy tanks are incoming this way. So we need to prepare for a defense in a way. Defense! Defense! That's what we are going to do, fellas. That's what we are going to do. So, let's see. Okay, at this point, we want to see enemies moving in front aggressively, and oh boys, they will. I can promise you that. They do not really have any other option. And at this point, I think we are going to go with a gold ammunition without bigger problems whatsoever. I can see this Jack Pizda here, don't worry, I can see him, but in the same time, I think we do not really have any other option, so we need to take a risk it for the biscuit situation a bit. Wow, that's actually a very nice angle from this gentleman. I did not saw that one coming, and he doesn't give a flying F, fellas. He is brave. I repeat, he is very brave. Meanwhile, trying to aim for the Yoch tank. Beautiful, very nice. I am happy with this. How about Mr. Jack Pizda? Hello there. Not the greatest shot from my side. I am going to load the high explosives at this point, and I am going to go for this Esterva. And now we are going to have a nice situation there. 500, yep. I can penetrate him into Cupola, fellas. I am very well aware of that. Oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Well, that's an interesting game. I haven't seen, to be fair with you, those guys going so aggressively, but that's okay. Speaking about the score overall, well, it is definitely not ideal. That's the least I can tell, fellas. This is not ideal. But we are not going to give up. We will try to fight for our ass. We will fight for our butt. And we will fight for our damage. So let's do this. Beautiful shot to the grille. Very nice. Now, once again, very important thing to highlight, speaking about this tank, is the gun handling. Gun handling of this vehicle is actually very decent, and you are able to do many bad things for the enemies. And this is a fact, fellas. This is truly a fact. We need to eliminate this guy from the game at this point. I know I am kind of down to two shotable. I get it, fellas. Believe me, I truly get it. And we need to figure out the way how to play this. Okay, very nice. He will penetrate us without bigger problems. Okay, I am lucky. It is good to be me, fellas. It is lovely to be lucky, okay? It is lovely to be lucky. Our crunch should be fine. I'm going to load the high explosive ammunition for this Esterva. Now, if everything will go well, we should be relatively fine, right? He is not paying attention at us, so that's good. I am trying to go for another high explosive penetration, and that worked just fine. At this point, I am aiming for Cupola, and I'm trying to penetrate him. Perfect play here by us. I am super excited and super happy. IS-4 just missed his shot, so now we need to go in just like so, and we need to kill him just like this. Or we need to miss the shot like this. That's okay. No complaints, no regrets, he's officially dead. Very nice. Wow, this game, fellas. Whew, look at this gun skill, you gold spammer! Yeah, fellas, we fired quite a bit of the gold ammunition, but I do not really think we had any other choice or any other option. Okay, bad timing for me in the end of the day. That's okay. Nothing what we can change there, fellas. I am accepting this. I am taking one for the team in a way, and I think we played this game pretty damn well, honestly. Reaction time wasn't super ideal, speaking about incoming forces here, because I really wanted to spank this Esterva, but other than that, solid banana out of 10, fellas. I am happy. Very, very nice game. Okay, let's teleport to the garage and let's see our team will carry my butt or not so much. Let's see. And we are back, fellas. Unfortunately, this is a defeat, but I'm still happy with how I play this game, especially with those high explosive shells towards the stairway. So what do we have? We have a very, very good game. I am super happy. We are first by the experience. We are first by the damage. We lost a bit of the credits, but this to be expected, to be fair with you, considering how many gold rounds we fired, and this is how you are playing with this tank. You are not like the frontline heavy tank, but you are kind of supporter, if that makes sense. Plus on top of that, fellas, for a next round I'm going to have intuition ready, so I will retrain it and retrain our gunner, right? So let's see, actually loader. I will fellas, what I want to say this is extremely important skill to have. Intuition is super duper hyper turbo important, and you need to have this on the higher tiers, especially when you are playing with a lot of standard rounds. You have couple of the gold rounds and you have couple of the high explosives. It's super important thing to do. So let me do this right now and let's report into the third game. Let's go. And we are back. Okay, look at this. Speaking about this map, we have a losing spawn in the Redshire. At least I think usually, fellas, actually winning spawn. I sincerely apologize. I just had a brain fart. I apologize. I got spawned up, so I am thinking this is a losing spawn. Sorry, fellas. Don't mind me if I do. It's still morning for me, okay? Please don't judge this silly goose. Anyways, what do we have, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? We have a situation when we are fighting for the enemy base, and in my humble opinion, this is a winning spawn for us, because it is so much easier to take the base than to defend the base, right? That's what I think, and this T30 just got the best lesson of his life. He enjoyed himself to the maximum, and oh boys, he is not having that great of a time. I can promise you that. Meanwhile, enemy Jeff relocated somewhere here, so he is going to be quite a big pain in the ass, but nothing what we can change about this. At this point, fellas, this is going to be a bit harder than I would love to, and the main reason why is it going to be a bit harder than I would love to, because we do not really have anyone who decide to go in like this. So what that basically means for us, it is not going to be fun for us to push against the STB, since STB can sit fully hold down. So I need to keep this in mind. Although at this point I am not forced to do anything. Okay, I am forced to do something. Let's see. Can I penetrate this STB1 in the side with a high explosives? I am up to take the risk, and let's see. Can we do bad things for this gentleman? Boom. Beautiful penetration with a high explosives. At this point, STB changed his mind, and obviously he's feeling a bit paranoid, and he should be. He should feel a bit paranoid. By the way, fellas, how to win this game, right? If you are struggling whenever you are attacker, there is a simple steps what you need to do. You pretty much need to do the side. You need to take the sides. It is super duper important thing to do, fellas. Just take the sides and you are going to be completely fine. You do not need to worry about anything at this point, right? So our team is doing a great job. I am very, very glad, and I am happy how the things are looking like. The best thing of all this is obviously we have the we have this side, kind of, and at this point every single enemy gentleman, they are sitting in the crossfire. So whenever they are moving closer for the base, they are just simply they are not going to enjoy themselves. Let's put that in this way. they are not going to enjoy themselves, fellas. Okay, how to make a bit more pressure like this? I think at this point I need to figure out how to eliminate this STB from the game. I have advantage over him, I have more hit points, even though our DPM is kind of the same, right? I have more HP, so this is always nice and always welcome. Meanwhile, he's sitting fully hold down, so I can go and F myself. I cannot do absolutely anything for him, and I am not going to try to approach him. He's sitting very well hold down here, so once again, no complaints, no regrets, I just need to accept this. At this point, we will simply wait until they will make one or another mistake. For example, this standard B, he is trying to make some kind of crossfire here, and since he is making some kind of crossfire, we are instantly punishing him. This is very important angle to have to pretty much spank every single gentleman who is playing up here or who is playing up here, you know? It is super important. Meanwhile, this STB is not bad, fellas. This STB is not bad, and I need to give a credit for this guy, and I messed up in the end. Oh well, what can you do? Cry every time, fellas. I believe cry every time. This is a bad call by me. Once again, mistakes were made, and I can't complain about my silly goose decisions. At this point, I need to try to F off as soon as possible before this STB claimed my life. As you can see, we are sitting very well, you know, we cannot complain about this game, we can't say it is unplayable or something, and score is also not the worst one. At this point, we need to run away. I hope I can take this position here, and hopefully STB won't be able to react in time, and he won't be able to eliminate me from this position, right? Beautiful, very good. Eventually he should get involved, fellas. I repeat, eventually he should get involved, and whenever he will, we are going to say, ooh, hello big boy, how are you doing? That's what I think. Wait, relax, take it easy. Our team is trying to make quite a bit of pressure. Let's see, can our team cap the base? This is the question. MX is getting obviously super involved. At this point, I do not really think I can do anything, and yip hooray. Definitely unusual thing. We are winning whenever we are trying to take the enemy base. It is quite straightforward, honestly. Just how it goes. This map is poorly balanced. I even made a video for changes whenever we had this patch. Aka Redshire, Aka Ghost Town, Aka Steps, all of them have easier spawns to win, you know? So yeah, that's what we have. Anyways, 3.6 thousand damage, 400 assisting damage. I am feeling great with this. We are 4th by experience. We are 1st by the damage. Once again, this STB kicked the living crap out of my butt, so GG for this gentleman. We made some profits, and that's always nice and always welcome. And I think in the end of the day, it was actually a great session for Fava. Well, apart the first game. All and all, our performance is 4,000 damage and 400 assisting damage, which brings us to 4.4 thousand combined, and for this tank, it is very solid performance. Also, if you are marking this tank yourself, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this tank has very low expectation values. If you would pay attention here, this is index page, it is made for you fellas. It has 3.4 thousand expectation values, which is extremely low for a tier 10 heavy tank. So yeah, but there is a reason why this tank has such an expectation, since the tank is just simply not great. Anyways, I hope you had a great time, fellas, and I hope you enjoyed yourself speaking about the entertainment of today. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate you, fellas. And obviously, thank you very much for your support as well. By saying this, I mean lovely patrons, thank you very much. People who are clicking the join button, speaking about the YouTube as well, thank you. And people who are purchasing bananas in the index page as well, thank you very much. We appreciate you, and I hope, fellas, you are very, very well entertained. So thank you very much for watching, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.